Thanks for checking us out on Houle's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Tony Lamar is president of the company. And Tony, I understand the Mitsubishi units are just flying off the shelf these days. Now, you do your research to figure out which units in America are best for your customers, and you chose Mitsubishi. Now, why is that?
That's a great question, Bob. You know, I've been dealing with Mitsubishi for years now. I think it was back in the early 90s when they started importing this product. And I've pretty much stuck with Mitsubishi because they've been there, they've grown, and if we have a problem, they're there to fix it. And so with this growth, it's just been a phenomenal product. The product gets better and better and more efficient, and people are using it to heat their homes, which I never envisioned, but the technology is just exploding.
Houle's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has a lot of satisfied customers. I'd like you to meet one of them. First of all, Peter Ancourt, welcome to the show.
Good morning, thank you.
Well, what caused you to rebuild, to remodel, and put in a new heating unit?
Like most men, my decision was based on my wife wanting an air conditioning. Truly, she is bothered by the heat, and it's something we've been thinking about, and it was time that we do something about it. One thing that I was concerned about is there's so many choices out there, and we have a situation where we just couldn't so-called pop a unit into the window. So that required us to look at something new like the Mitsubishi heat pump. And we began to explore, and the first thing I did was call a timeout because I didn't want to confuse myself with all the options out there. I have a great relationship with Houle's Plumbing. It's something we've built over time. They're large enough to be a player, but small enough to be a family. And to me, that was huge.
Well, one of the advantages of coming to Houle's is the fact that they've got all the different units you can look through. All the options are right in one place. When you research the options here, you actually pick this one. Why this?
I'm big on value. I shop for quality, not price. I didn't want to have the least expensive unit. I wanted to have a unit that I could have and rely on for many, many years to come. I like the efficiency of this unit, the ease of the operation. That's what drew me to the Mitsubishi.
And has it been operating the way you wanted it to for the last year?
No, actually it's exceeded. We obviously bought it for the air conditioning unit part. I have to be honest, I discredited the heating element part of it. This heat pump, as you know, converts from air conditioning to heat as you want it to. I didn't look at that as hard as I should have. I probably would have jumped at it sooner.
One of the advantages of units like this is you can put the heat where you need it and very economically. How are you using these heat pumps?
That's a great question. I actually have two units, one upstairs and one downstairs. Houle's had put a separate zone in our kitchen so we could have more control of the oil baseboard we have. But I wanted to have a little more flexibility and a little more control when it wasn't really cold and cold enough to light the wood stove, say, and work with the oil heating. So this gave us that flexibility.
Now, you've been tracking this for the year you've been using it. Are you saving money?
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Yes. And I love two things, saving the money and having the control and options of having a unit that's efficient and works when I want it and where I want it. And we probably average about $20 more per month in the range of, I would say 20 degrees, 25 degrees up, and can click on the Mitsubishi unit and be very satisfied, and I don't hear the furnace run.
For 10,000 years, man has been using fire to make heat. That changed about 30 years ago, and the company leading the change is Mitsubishi Electric Cooling and Heating. Welcome to the program, Dave. Dave Hazel is here from the company to explain how technology really has changed and how it matters for New England.
Absolutely. For years, folks in New England would think that heat pumps don't work up here. Well, that's not the case any longer. Mitsubishi Electric has perfected the technology to provide the BTUs of heating that are needed at low ambient temperatures outside. This is not your daddy's heat pump anymore. And with that, I mean that the technology is designed to be able to create the heat in rooms that people spend the most time in. So you have the ability to zone far more effectively than ever before.
Targeting really saves money too, because if you're only warming the space you're working and living in, you can save an awful lot of money.
Absolutely. With the oil prices and energy costs rising so tremendously now, people are looking for ways to save cash. And this is one way by having this installation to heating and cooling, even though up in Maine cooling isn't as necessary, but heating in the wintertime certainly is. So when a homeowner takes the thermostat and just sets it on a temperature, it's able to maintain that temperature by modulating itself up or down based upon what is needed at that time. We can do from one room up to 8 rooms in a home off of one outdoor unit connecting to the indoor evaporators here. There are wall-mounted versions, there are low wall mount versions, there are ceiling recessed versions. There's many different types that can fit any application.
Now, I've seen these in operation before, and it's almost when you redecorate, you can redecorate with these, build it right into your scheme, and you've got a modern appliance serving a modern home.
Really true, because these are designed to fit some hard to do typical installations for a contractor. So they like to have these as an alternative, and actually are leading oftentimes with this type of technology as opposed to traditional ducted or forced hot water baseboard type heating systems, oil or gas.
Dave, I think one of the biggest surprises for me right now is that this unit is actually on, and I didn't realize it because it is so quiet.
Remarkable. One of the great things about the unit is their whisper quiet operation. Whether they're in heating mode or cooling mode, homeowners who have these installed tell us that they don't even know they're running.
Well, Tony, Houle's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has a long history of helping their customers choose what really works for them. When it comes to a Mitsubishi unit, they have a lot of different offerings, and they need the expertise. Customers need the expertise to know what to pick. That's you.
Correct, Bob. You know, we kind of pride ourselves in being able to help that customer make the best decision possible. You know, it's not always one size fits all. I mean, it may not even be this product, but this is a wonderful product, and we've had great success with it. And we do have the expertise and the capabilities to engineer these systems. We, in fact, have a couple of engineers on staff, which I think kind of differentiates ourselves from a lot of companies. And if it's not a fit for that customer, we're not going to recommend it. But in lots of cases, we've had, as you said, these units flying off the shelf.
So come on in to visit Houle's.